Hi ho, this is Lynn Suzak here with the Video Church, and today my subject is on marveling at unbelief. So I've been talking to Tony Myers, as I said in my last video. Tony Myers was, he and I are doing a lot of chatting because he is where I want to be. He is healed and walking from, after paralysis. And paralysis is something that I've been explaining, partly just, really introspectively looking at myself, like, what is my problem with believing? And I actually, really, I told him part of the problem is, people aren't talking about it, because, and then he brought up that all the healings that he has seen, even growing out of limbs, and his own healing, that the church isn't willing to believe, or doesn't. I don't understand. I'm just marveling at the unbelief. Okay, so I explained that part of my problem, even though I believe I'm going to be walking and I can walk at any moment, part of it is I believe that people can be raised from the dead much easier, because I've been hearing a lot about it. Okay, faith comes by hearing, and I'm hearing about being healed, like, from many things, blind eyes open, deaf ears open. But when I look at what's going on in healing schools and stuff, they don't talk about paralysis. And so I'm like, okay, Tony Myers, he's been healed of paralysis, and I know that Delia Knox has been healed of paralysis, and there's many other people, but people don't talk about it. And then you're left to believe that it's like rare, it doesn't happen. Well, Tony explained, and also I can tell you from personal experience that, and I've heard this from other ministers, when miracles are really happening in the church, people kick them out. They don't acknowledge it. The pastors don't. They downplay it. They don't want to believe, or they don't want to make a big deal out of it. I was at a healing church where somebody got raised from the dead during the service. They died and rose from the dead, and everybody believed that that's what happened. Did his testimony get put up front? Did we get to hear what happened from him? Did we get to talk about it and ask questions? No. He was not asked for his testimony. It hurt him. He left. It hurt the person and people that were involved. They're gone. I'm gone. Raised from the dead during a church, in a believing church that believes in healing. Well, what were the reasons? I don't know exactly. Am I judging? Probably. But I am angry about that, and there's just so many. Tony Myers, he was healed while he was a church goer. He had gone from atheism to going to church, and then he was healed. And then they downplayed his healing to the point where he left the church. And that's just not rare. I mean, I'm talking to other people that are seeing miracles. Dave Laggy sees miracles. He says it's common for the pastors to kick you out or push you aside. What is going on? But it's the same thing as in the Bible, where the Pharisees did that, and Jesus marveled at their unbelief. It's not only just an unbelief or an inability to believe. It is a not wanting. It's like an envy, a jealousy, or something. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just talking about it because people need to know that paralysis and, the growing out of limbs is happening. Tony Myers is seeing that happen. I have heard of that happening, the growing out of limbs. I'm hearing about it, but I have to seek for it and look for it and ask people, so what about this? What about that? And I personally have prayed over people. We've prayed and seen somebody get a new liver, and he was dying. It was definitely dying, and we prayed over him, and he's working again. It was a co-worker of Mark's, my husband. And people were amazed and called it a miracle. The doctors wrote it down as a miracle. Is the guy talking about it? No offense to him, he's a new Christian. He was an atheist. Well, Tony Myers was an atheist, and he is, like me, wanting to help as many people as possible. Other people get healed, and they don't talk about it. They don't. Well, first of all, Tony, he's on the other side. I'm working towards, seeing this happen for me, and looking into healing. How does it happen? And praying over the people, talking about all the healings that I've seen, and still just looking for the big one for me. Well, he got healed, not knowing anything, and then he wanted to know how he got healed, and he started thinking and seeking and asking the Lord and exploring it in the Bible, and listening to the Holy Spirit, and until he and I both have, from different parts of the world, he's in Virginia, I'm in Michigan, finally talk, and we're both having the same revelations on healing, because we've been seeking the Lord for years on how does this happen. But what I'm still unable to answer is why the church is rejecting healing. Why is the church? What is going on? So if you know the answer to that, you can write your comments. Anyway, the church is rejecting healing, even when it happens right in front of them. And then just confirming again, even if someone were to rise from the dead, still some people won't believe. Well, that's happening. But why the church? Why are the pastors rejecting? I guess the answer that comes in Acts chapter 5, God showed me that they were jealous. I don't know if it's that, but it's in Acts. They were jealous. It's the envy. I don't know. I don't have the issue, and it makes me really, of course, I'm angry about it. So if you wonder, why isn't it on the news when people get healed? Why aren't they shouting it from the rooftops? Well, I'm going to be, and Tony is. He's shouting it from the rooftop. He's got a website. He shows his video of him walking shortly after he started walking, which is super believable. I've seen some videos of people walking out of a wheelchair, and I was like, I don't know. But when you watch Tony walking for the first time, or around the first time, you can tell it's real. And then he has another video of him on his website eating for the first time. And that's really cool. And he's healing the sick and seeing it happen all the time, and basically training anyone who wants to listen. So why is it hard for people to believe? Because people are hiding healing and not sharing everything. And then, but you're going to hear more about paralysis being healed, because it's not being talked about, and it's not just one person that can do it. Everybody can do it. The more we hear about it, the more people are going to be healed of paralysis, popping like popcorn around the United States. Just as soon as one person, we're going to have a panel of used to be paralyzed people talking, so that people will understand and everyone's going to start to know it's not just possible, it's supposed to happen. Paralysis can be and will be healed often. It's going to happen faster and faster, and then we have to shout it from the rooftops and not let the church hide it. Churches, pastors, I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. This should not be so. Pastors, churches, healing is happening. And when it's happening, you should be accepting it and believing it, and not be embarrassed because you're not the one doing it. I'm not going to say it because that's a curse I don't want to say, but I'm going to go like that. Okay? Marveling at their unbelief. See you next time.